all over. It contains strong language, strong opinions, and strong beer. It is not meant for children or for those who think they are children. You know who you are.
Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
Welcome to episode 85 of Dumb All Over.
Oh, 85, huh?
Recording from the Internet is so bad it fucks up audiophiles, Pennsylvania, and the not-so-secret lair of New York, which makes pretty good audiophiles. This is a progressive podcast with brash opinions on politics, religion, and pop culture, and we're always under the influence of craft beer. On today's First Take episode, we will talk about Cory Booker and Kavanaugh. We will talk about Alex Jones versus Twitter and Burt Reynolds. We will then talk to the boys from the Unholy Generations podcast. I am your very enthusiastic host, Tom, and I am joined for the first time this week by my co-host, Austin. Austin, hi.
Hey, Tom. I'm not entirely sure this is the first time this week.
Well, you mean it's not Thursday, 11:55 p.m. when we're recording this episode?
No, it's definitely exactly that time.
Hey, Austin, guess what happened?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with your massive level of incompetence, I think.
The audio was fucked up on my end again. So here we are.
Thank God I didn't wait
So
any
here
longer.
we are on Thursday. Fuck the stories from Tuesday, because ultimately this actually works out really well because a lot of shit happened today.
Yeah,
so
it did.
yeah, there's that. Hey, Austin, are you drinking anything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No,
Austin,
I'm
I'm not
Tom.
drinking anything either. Because it's about time to go to bed.
Yeah.
So, hey, how are you?
Why don't we start the show?
Let's enter the Trump report. Okay, it's time again for the Trump report. 2 times in a week. But in all honesty, we do have a couple things to talk about, so it's actually, like I said, it's going to be fine. Are you paying attention to the Kavanaugh confirmation hearings by any chance?
It's kind of hard not to, as it's all anybody's talking about.
Seriously. And it seems like it's getting literally worse every single minute. Not even day. It's every fucking
Every minute.
It's getting worse. Well, today, it got even worse. Do you remember when we talked about... you know what? I don't even remember if we talked about that on the now lost episode or the episode before. But if we did, I apologize for bringing it up again. But there was 100,000 files that were being held by the Republicans, and they related to Brett Kavanaugh. And the Democrats on day one were trying to say, hey, we shouldn't be doing these hearings because you're not giving us all the information. You're not giving the public all the information. Remember that, Austin?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. Well, Cory Booker has something to say about that today.
Oh, what does he have to say?
Oh, I'm so happy you asked. Because Cory Booker pretty much went into Congress today and said, I have some of those emails.
Oh, did he now?
Yes, he did. And he said, well, I'm going to release them to the public. Hold on. Republicans were very quick to say, well, if you do that because they're confidential, you might actually be expelled from the Senate. And
that's not great.
And Cory Booker said, "Oh well." I even think at one point he said, "Bring it."
Oh, did he say bring
I
it?
actually think he said, "Bring it."
I don't know if I like the story anymore.
Why is that?
Bring it. I don't know. It just seems so. So what is this? 1994? It's like, come on.
Well, they didn't bring it, but he did, and he did release some of those emails. Some of those emails were, the most damning one was one that pretty much said that Kavanaugh at one point has suggested that Roe versus Wade is not the law of the land, or may not be the law of the land. Which
that's not great either.
Well, yeah, which for a person who's trying to be a Supreme Court member, since they made it the law of the land, that's kind of an important detail.
Yeah, it's kind of important. Yeah, just a little bit.
And he might be a little racist. Some of these emails might indicate he's a racist.
Okay.
And if he's not directly a racist, he definitely hangs out with racists.
Okay.
One of his here's another email. Now, before I get to that, several other senators, Democratic senators, let's get that clear right off the bat.
Shocking.
Jumped in right away in defense of Mr. Booker. A couple I don't remember. I'm not prepared. Hey, listen, wasn't ready for this. Kamala Harris, she came out. I pretty much all of the people who were running for president in 2020 went out and they said, "Hey, we support." And Dick Durbin too. I think he was the first one to come out. It's going good.
Oh, so good.
Here we go.
So
I got the other name. Mazie Hirono from Hawaii joined, as well as Dick Durbin and several others. Here's another email that was released. I'll actually read the email because it's pretty short. It's from a friend of Kavanaugh. So it's not Kavanaugh, but it's people he associates himself with.
Kavanaugh and Friends, my new cover band.
Or the new show on Fox, because that might end up being where he ends up.
Kavanaugh and Friends.
Here's email.
What is that, like the night show opposite Fox and Friends?
It is.
So wake up with Fox and Friends in the morning and go to sleep with Kavanaugh and Friends at night.
Oh, God, that sounds absolutely miserable. Here's email. Boys, although you may be hoping that I lined up a hostess for a rub and tug massage session, quote, Su Ching, end quote, actually is the sailboat we got for Friday, September 7th to Sunday, September 9th out of Annapolis. You can check out the boat at Great Work, and thanks for hooking everything up for your week. By the way, week spelled in the email W-E-A-K, triggering, because he meant W-E-E-K.
That's a very Trump thing to do.
Yes. So, yeah, a little hint of racism from his friends. And
although I'd like to know who calls it a rub and tug.
Somebody very old.
Yeah, happy ending. Come on.
It's a happy ending.
This is obvious.
It's
yeah,
a happy ending.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Exactly. Come on. A rub and tug? What the fuck is that? You know what? My new cover band, Rub and Tug.
I don't know. It sounds more like, I don't know, like somebody who rents out those little duck boats.
Oh, yeah?
You know, the kind that you pedal around on?
Yeah, the ones
They're
that kids use. What is this, the Catholic Church's tugboats? They call it the rub and tug boats? Jesus Christ, Austin.
St. Mary's rub and tug.
Ew.
Take that, Catholics.
Oh, ew.
Protecting pedophiles. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Democrats have also raised objections to the fact that Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley from Iowa has marked about 141,000 pages of documents as committee confidential, which is part of the emails that were released today were listed as committee confidential. And
I think we have some actual audio from some of the confirmation hearing today. Let me check.
Do we really?
All right, here. Okay, here we go. Here was several points today during the Kavanaugh hearings.
Oh, boy.
Rebel, 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 rebel.
I was really expecting something. I was
that
like,
makes it so worth it.
I was like, wow, we talked 5 minutes ago about, hey, we need to do a quick episode. I'm like, how did he get all that prepared so fast? Nope, that's not what happened.
No. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Will the senator yield? No, rebel, 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 rebel.
So I don't know. Well, first of all, what do you think of Booker's move? And second of all, do you think he's going to be expelled from the Senate?
Well, I know he won't be expelled because apparently they had decided that those emails wouldn't be confidential, I think is what they're classified as. So they got that notice in the morning that they weren't going to be, so they were allowed to release them.
Okay.
It's an interesting move. I think Booker is... I think his heart's in the right place for once.
I disagree. I'm going to go...
Oh, yeah? You think it's a publicity stunt?
Oh,
okay.
my God. Are you kidding me? Of course it's a fucking stunt.
Well, I did see a Republican senator describe it as histrionics, which I thought, that's a cool word.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. You can label it as whatever you want. It's a stunt.
Histrionics. You know, that's my new cover band.
That's a good cover band.
Histrionics.
That's a good cover band, Austin.
Yeah, good luck with that, Joe.
Yeah, Joe. These are the real ones because you're never going to hear the other ones.
This is real shit now.
No, Cory Booker he's an opportunist, and I think maybe his heart was a little bit in the right spot, but I think at the end of the day he's like, well, I'm running for president in 2020, and if I have to go back to a moment where I helped the people, this is a good spot to look at. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
But it's still good that they've been released. I just don't think his heart's actually in it.
I did enjoy one question that Kamala Harris asked.
Okay.
I have to admit, first of all, this feels very weird, giving any praise to Cory Booker and Kamala Harris.
I know.
But I will reserve it for just this one line. Really, is the only thing I praise when she asked Kavanaugh, "What law is there that dictates something that a man can do with his body?" Or basically, are there any laws regulating what a man can do with his body and the medical choices that you would make?
Right.
And Kavanaugh had no idea how to answer. Because there isn't. That's why.
No.
He couldn't answer.
It has not... He has not been doing a very good job of answering anything, number one.
No.
And then you have all these other things that are going on. And again, we did cover it in the original story here. But the one father from Parkland whose daughter was killed in the school shooting earlier this year, he goes to shake his hand, and Kavanaugh looks at him and does like a little twisty twirl, and then just leaves the Senate.
Yeah, I haven't seen a white man in a robe twirl so fast since Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire.
Right. Well, he might not have been white. What else? And then, speaking of white, his assistant was sitting right behind him, and she had her hand on her arm, like crossed, and she was doing a symbol that certainly looked like a white power hand symbol.
The white power symbol, yeah.
So it has.
I think you're right.
It has not been a very, very positive week for Mr. Kavanaugh.
No, it has not. Yeah, well, fuck him.
No, seriously, fuck him and fuck everyone who's supporting him. Even with all of this, now he's getting so much more backlash than Gorsuch got.
Yeah, that's true.
It makes me wonder if the Democrats went after Gorsuch the way they're going after Kavanaugh. Maybe we wouldn't have Gorsuch right now.
No, I think it's because people know that this is a seat that was a swing seat. Gorsuch's seat was not.
Right. Well,
he was replacing a guy who's already a hardline conservative, so really nothing changed.
That's a good point.
It's this one that would really fuck everybody over, so that's why people are fighting so hard.
Right.
But
I don't think it matters.
No, it does not. He'll be confirmed.
I think he'll still be confirmed, even with all of this. At this point in our political system, if we find out that he murdered somebody, he's still going to be a Supreme Court judge.
Look, I already gave him the rose. He's coming on the island. or what?
He's coming on the island. What?
coming.
Is this part of the Robin's hug?
Island? Yes, coming on the island. I love it there so much. So